There has been violence in Bengal. Once again, viewers. Yes, just soon after Murshidabad, a mob clashed with the police, ransacked vehicles and injured several personnel, turning the Rabindranagar area just a few kilometers from Kolkata into a virtual war zone. The police fired tear gas shells to control the situation. The incident occurred following a clash between two groups of people over a local issue. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritties of it, viewers, because it would become problematic. And quite frankly, even I'm cowering, because the response of the Mamata government will be to send me a legal notice. That's the style. I've already had 6. So I'm going to speak in metaphors, and I'm going to speak not in specifics. You'll have to read between the lines. One group confronted another, demanding they evacuate allegedly encroached temple land. I think you know where I'm going with this. The confrontation turned violent, with miscreants engaging in stone and bricks pelting. I use the term miscreants, viewers. A bike was also set on fire. The incident took place outside Rabindranagar police station. That's right, under the nose of the police force. Under the nose. The rioters were so unfazed that they even targeted the police. One police personnel sustained injury in stone pelting, targeting the cops. The BJP has alleged that the police was partisan and refused to act to stop a mob from targeting one community. To your left, viewers, is what happened in Murshidabad. Sorry, on your right is what happened in Murshidabad on April 12, 2025. Just like then, in this present case today, Suvendu Adhikari, the leader of the opposition in Bengal, has said this blatant assault by the 100 of jihadis on our religious places cannot be tolerated. What's astonishing is that the incident happened at a stone's throw distance from the Rabindranagar police station under the watch of IC Mukul Mia and SDPO Kamru Jaman Mola. The police simply couldn't block the vandals, and the entire episode happened in the presence of police, unquote. The TMC slammed the BJP for injecting a polarizing communal dynamic, turning a local dispute into something much greater. Listen.
देखिए, ये महेशतला जो इंसिडेंट है वो एक स्ट्रे इंसिडेंट है. इसका साथ ओवरऑल लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है. तो देखिए, कोई इलाका में, कोई क्लब में आपस में थोड़ा होता है. जो हुआ है अनफॉर्चुनेट है. हम लोग सब कंडेम कर रहा है. पुलिस देख रहा है, पुलिस भी इंजर्ड हुआ है, लेकिन पुलिस बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबल बिहेव. अब देखिए, कोई ऐसा
Viewers, it happened right under the nose of the police. He's conceding that, but he's saying it's a stray incident. This is exactly what was said, viewers, about Murshidabad, that people from outside came across the border to stir up trouble between communities. And the latest round of clashes comes on the back of the attacks on the Hindu community in Murshidabad. I'm naming the community. Why? Because then a leader of Bengal's ruling Trinamool Congress was involved in violence in Murshidabad that broke out last month and was targeted at the Muslim community. And this is not being said by me. I haven't reached this conclusion. It was documented by a probe committee constituted by the Calcutta High Court. The panel also noted that the attacks which took place during the passage of the Waqf Amendment Bill and sparked a huge political row were directed specifically at Hindus, and when the beleaguered people called for help, the police failed to respond. Do you notice the pattern? And viewers, it prompts me to ask some basic questions. Has the Mamata Banerjee ruled state administration totally surrendered to radical mobs from one community? Let's ask that question. Let's open this up without delay. Have the Hindu interests in the state been totally sacrificed by the TMC administration at the altar of appeasement politics? We have with us someone who's sympathetic to the TMC, Anirban Banerjee. Mr. Banerjee, what is going on in the state of Bengal? Is the state there surrendering to radical mobs? Simple, straightforward question. Murshidabad has just about, the embers there have just about cooled. And here you have more fires. Please tell me.
When will you start asking questions without being tutored by the BJP? That is the question I have in my mind. Every time the BJP tries to give a political communal twist to anything that happens around West Bengal, because the elections are upcoming, you consider that to be the gospel truth and then blurt out questions so that in a manner that helps the BJP. I do not know whether you have your own reporters on the ground or not, but since when has Amit Malviya or Shubhendu Adhikari become your only source of information? In Maheshtala, whatever has happened, it was nothing communal. Yes, there were clashes between people. The police lathi charge, the use force, whatever they needed to do, and there will be peace. Have no doubt about it. But there was nothing, not even remotely communal about anything that happened to
Just
them.
stop,
So
stop. Viewers, just look at those pictures. There's a man who comes and attacks an altar. Let's just go back a few points there. Let's just roll that footage back. There you see. Now, viewers, what is going on? That is within a temple precinct. Yes, it's not some of the grandest temple around. Now,
where was
viewers,
the attack?
There you
Even
see.
by your standards,
That's a
Rahul,
symbol
you could
of a religion,
stop the
viewers.
attack.
It's a religion symbol that is being attacked there.
So, yeah, of course. But where was the attack? Where was the attack? At least try to manipulate the video so that it can establish your lies.
The
Try
person
harder.
is trying to, he was just about stopped in time. He was trying to knock off a clearly,
This is becoming juvenile, Rahul,
a clearly revered plant
No, no, even
of
as
its
a
pedestal.
propagandist, you
What
must
do you
have the
think is happening?
credibility.
That's a desecration. I mean, come on. Are we blind here,
As a
viewers?
propagandist, you got to have
There you
some
have it,
credibility,
viewers.
Rahul.
I'm asking a question. I'm
At
not.
least manipulate the video.
I'm manipulating the video.
Manipulating videos is nothing new, I guess.
Rahul,
No. I am telling
Wow.
you, manipulate the video.
Viewers,
so that it
this
can
is
play
exactly
yourself
what
better.
Mamata
So
Banerjee
that is
said.
not
She
something
blamed
new.
Bangladeshi Muslims. She said there were not even people there who attacked the Hindus in Murshidabad. It took an independent inquiry committee formed by the Calcutta High Court to come out and present the truth, which was that it was her party people. Anyway, I'm just going to open this
will
up.
go through the
Sanju
report.
Verma, quick respond.
Go through that report.
Oh, yes, sir, please. Don't take us for
How many
fools.
pages was the report?
Yes, Sanju Verma and Dr.
You
Rangana.
haven't even gone through the report.
Okay.
It was 13
Rahul, would you like me to speak in an Oxford accent?
Oh, well, yes. Why not?
Okay.
Try it on him.
Okay, but I think we are having a serious discussion, so I would stick to my original accent, if you will.
Yes.
It's okay. Now let me, I think your audience will get the drift, though some of the panelists who joined us won't, Mr. Ranganathan will. But I have this to say, Rahul. Law and order is a state subject under the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution. What I find amusing, I'm not baffled anymore, I'm not surprised anymore. Right from the 2016 Malda riots, 2017 Bhaduria riots, 2018 Asansol riots, 2019 Jadavpur riots, 2021 Sitakulchi riots, 2023 Panchayat poll violence, to the Murshidabad violence and the Malda violence during April 2025, to the Ram Navami riots in April 2024, there is one thing which is very common. And that is Mamata Banerjee refuses to take onus. She refuses to take responsibility.
Okay.
She always blames the victims, not the perpetrators, very quickly. If you remember, I think the most shameful incident in the last couple of years is the Sandesh Khani violence. And if you recall, Rahul, after 62 days, a
Yes.
man called Shahjahan Sheikh was arrested, not because Mamata Banerjee wanted to, but because the Kolkata High Court and the Supreme Court intervened and asked her to do the needful. Till then, she was saying Shahjahan Sheikh bekasoor hai. Hansa Khali gang rape, she blamed the 14-year-old victim. Murshidabad, 3 people were killed, including a father and son, and she blamed them. So what has happened in Maheshtala? Let me tell you that the FIR which has been registered in Rabindra Nagar police station says that rapid action force had to be deployed.
That's true.
Because Kolkata police was stunned with the number of Islamists who came on the road and started vandalizing the police station.
Well, let me-
started throwing Molotov cocktails.
Let me tell you.
And started indulging in arson and loot.
The people in Murshidabad, the Hindus in Murshidabad, viewers, wanted the CRPF. They didn't even want the state police. They've lost faith in the state police. Dr. Ranganathan, this is now becoming a pathology, unfortunately. And there is a reason. And maybe you can illuminate us on it because Mr. Srivastava won't. So let me ask you this. Why? Why is it that one community is constantly shielded, even when the evidence is staring us in the face, like those pictures are suggesting? And I want you to see those pictures and tell me who's manipulating those pictures. Nobody.
Rahul, the only evidence that is staring us in the face is the fact that Bengal is the new Kashmir. Now, you can play and replay the clips howsoever many times you want, but the fact of the matter is you have the stone pelters pelting stones with immunity. You have the Hindus, residents there being abused. You have a Hindu exodus happening in Bengal. You have the police and the law enforcement agencies in cahoots with the perpetrators. What more do you want? The only thing that is missing is those horrible bigoted slogans from the top of mosques that were on January 19, 1990 heard around the streets of Srinagar. That's the only thing missing, but for how long? Rahul, they say the darkest hour is just before dawn. But where is the dawn? I want to ask Didi and her Albert Spears, many of whom are in the panel right now. How many Bengal stories will you hide? You hit the 2024 post-poll violence, the brazen attack on BJP voters, withholding of funds to districts that voted BJP, blocking their water supply. But then you also hit the 2021 post-poll violence, the murderous attack on ED officials, the Ramanavami violence, arrests of doctors who complained of COVID mismanagement, jail for sharing Didi cartoons, slapping of UAP on Bhangra activists, sedition charges on journalists, threats of stopping government ads, political murders, ethnic cleansing, the alleged systematic sexual assault and torture of Sandesh Kali. Are you also going to hide the fleeing of hundreds of Hindus from Murshidabad? How many acres of carpet would you need to hide all this? Remember TMC Sheikh Alam, who boasted that, quote, 4 Pakistans can be created if 30% Muslims come together? Rahul, how long before the slogans equivalent to Ralif, Galif, Salif are heard in Bengal like they were in Kashmir 30 years ago? Where are all those who accuse Modi of killing democracy at the drop of a hat? Where are they hiding? They keep saying, we speak truth to power. Truth to power. In reality, they speak truth only to Modi, not when those in power are breathing.
Okay, so let me ask Vivek Srivastava, because, we've been accused, viewers, of amplifying the propaganda of the BJP. That's probably Mr. Ranganathan, Dr. Ranganathan and myself will be accused of that. But so let me bring in the left. The CPI, the CPIM that oppose Mamta Banerjee. They actually contest against her. Why do you contest against Mamta Banerjee, sir?
Yes.
Why do you do it?
Well, we are different parties. We are different parties, and we have a right to contest.
Yeah, no, I understand. But what is ideologically?
Elections,
yes, but Mr. Srivastava, please illuminate us. Ideologically, one minute. Ideologically, why do you find her rule offensive to your sensitivities and sensibilities? Can you tell us?
No. Yeah, because you see, innocent Muslims are being targeted at the behest of the Hindu-Wadi forces who want a Hindu Rashtra and do not believe in the Indian constitution, and still the Trinamool Congress is not taking action against Shubhendu Adhikari and the likes who are spreading violence against the minority community for their bigoted designs of making, some Sanskriti 5,000-year-old. यहाँ बैठ के रंगनाथन साहब ने बंगाल को कश्मीर बना दिया. So these are all designs, you see.
So hang on, just stop there. So viewers, that's the reason I actually asked this question, because I've heard Mr. Srivastava making this point earlier too. Yeah. And therefore, I will now say that if there is so much pressure on poor Mamta Banerjee for not being compassionate enough with the Muslim community, how do you think she's going to react to correct that impression?
No, she should arrest.
No, one second. Dr. Ranganathan, how do you think she's going to react? She's going to react by overcompensation. That is what you're seeing. That's the point that we're making.
Rahul, she is on record saying that if you get milk from a cow, you have to withstand its kicks. Am I wrong? Let me ask Anir Banda, did she or did she not say this? If you have the guts, you will answer in yes or no. Tell me.
Rahul, can I quickly come in?
Now there is silence.
I'll answer by asking what was the context. No,
there is no
silence.
Rahul, now context has come.
Yeah, of course.
Can I quickly come in?
I'll tell you the context, viewers.
If somebody says,
the context is...
If somebody says Anand Ranganathan...
Differentiation is the context. Polarization is the context. That's it. I leave it at this, viewers, because the visuals are speaking for themselves. And I want you to see this. This is a temple area. This is a Shiv Mandir, actually, to be exact. And look at what has happened to it. Why would on a normal property dispute a religious site be attacked? Think about that, viewers. Think about that. Look at these pictures. Who's doing what? And how indulgently the police is reacting. I leave it at this, view.